The headlines. President Tinubu hails Justice Anukam's re-election to African Court on Human Rights. Nigerian government to spend 3 trillion on new minimum wage pension gratuities. CBN asks banks to transfer unclaimed balances in dormant account. On the foreign news, 11 dead, over 30 missing after China bridge collapse. On sports, Osimhen to get 4 million euros wage increase at PSG. Details of these and more will come to you in the bulletin. Hello, good afternoon and welcome to Liberty News at 3. I am Mercy Queen of Tanko. Thanks for joining us. We apologize for starting behind schedule. Now the news in full. President Bola Tinubu has congratulated Justice Stella Anukam on her re-election as judge of the African Court on Human and People's Rights for another term of 6 years. Newsmen report that Justice Anukam was re-elected at the African Union Media Coordination Meeting Executive Council in Accra, Ghana. The president, in a statement by its spokesman Ajure Nglale, commended Justice Anukam for her contribution to the development of human rights jurisprudence on the continent. The Nigerian leader urged Justice Anukam to continue to bring her invaluable knowledge and insight to the African Court. Tinubu also stated that his administration will continue to support the candidature of competent and qualified Nigerians for international positions, noting the country's strategic importance in the global community. The Nigerian government has revealed that it will spend 3 trillion naira on the new minimum wage and the payment of pensions and gratuities. The Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Atiku Bagudu, disclosed these during a meeting with the Senate Committee on Appropriations. The minister presented the general principles of the newly amended 2024 budget to the committee at the meeting. Recall that President Bola Tinubu had, after a meeting with the leadership of the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress on Thursday, approved a new minimum wage of 70,000 naira for Nigerian workers. The National Assembly in both chambers had on Wednesday passed their first and second readings an amendment of 6.2 trillion naira to the 2024 budget, increasing the budget size to 33.7 trillion naira. Members of the House of Representatives have unanimously agreed to reduce their salaries by 50% in response to the harsh economic situation in the country. This followed the adoption of a motion sponsored by Isiaka Ibrahim from Ogun State on the planned nationwide protest scheduled to commence from the 29th of July.
Appeals to the proponents of the proposed nationwide protest in Nigeria to consider a different path, a path of patience, dialogue, and collaboration to prioritize the line of peace and open channels of meaningful engagements with the government. Mr. Speaker, the House is further aware that the challenges we face as a nation is not so unique to Nigeria. There are issues that countries across the globe grapple with on a daily basis. In a world that is constantly changing and evolving, no nation is immune to the complexities of governance.
Every time we are calling for protest, we must consider the atmosphere that we can lead protest and a peaceful protest. But the present atmosphere with the frustration, anybody or every organization that is organizing protest is definitely undermining the peace and unity of our dear country. It is constitutional to have or to organize protest, but always you must consider the national interest above individual or group interest.
We want to appeal to those that are instigating this protest, because I believe there are people behind this protest. It's not that people are just doing it by themselves. And I think DSS must work hard to find if they can at least be able to scout and get those people that are instigating or the leaders of these protests, so that they can dialogue. We can dialogue with them. Let's talk to them. There is no any meaningful achievement in any world without peaceful coexistence.
To the people of Nigeria, your crying is right. Your complaint of hardship is right. But is the solution found in carrying placard and lining the streets? Is the solution found in copying a country lesser than us? The references that are made today to Kenya and all the rest of them, they are smaller countries to Nigeria. We are giant of Africa. We must provide solution that is better and sustainable and lasting. That solution is not found in our children being killed on the streets while protesting. It's not found in our raising placard. It's found in supporting the policies of government and understanding that these policies need time to begin to materialize.
Governor Ademola Adeleke of Osun State and the Governor of Benue State, Hyacinth Alia, has assured workers in their respective states of paying the new minimum wage of 70,000 naira. While Governor Adeleke giving the assurance in Oshogbo through his Commissioner for Information told workers that he won't default in the payment of the minimum wage because their welfare is his priority. His counterpart Hyacinth Alia gave the assurance while addressing newsmen in Makurdi, the state's capital, revealing that his administration has blocked all the leakages, hence can pay 70,000 naira minimum wage. It would be recalled that President Bola Tinubu had approved the sum of 70,000 naira as new minimum wage during a meeting with the organized labor. The organized labor had demanded for 250,000 naira, but representatives of the Nigerian government opted for 60,000 naira. Civil servants across the nation have been advised to cultivate the habit of regular exercises, which will promote their mental alertness and also increase their productivity ahead of the 4th edition of the annual Federal Education Sector Games. Liberty News correspondent Phoebe Kure has the details of the report.
The minister, while speaking ahead of the 4th Annual Education Sector Games, explained that the aim is to help improve mental alertness among civil servants, mostly at workplace, to improve their productivity, reduce the risks of stress and other diseases.
The essence of this, we have observed over here, staffs are sitting in their office, though actively working, but in terms of physical exercise, it's deficient. So the ministry created an avenue for them to come together, socialize.
The permanent secretary, Didi Esther Wilson-Jack, and others present assures of federal government's commitment towards improving staff welfare, pointing out that the annual education sector games bring staff together while fostering social interactions as well as strengthening relationships.
The present economic realities in Nigeria believe in investing in the welfare of our staff.
Importance of regular exercise at workplace and the nation at large.
In the office, of course, mentally, you relieve all the mental stress of work and all of that. It also keeps one very fit and able to go about people and the activity, because when you exercise, it's like oiling a machinery, so it makes you stronger.
Health benefits. Well, as a sportsman, even till now, I go aerobics. It's going to enhance my heart flow.
Participate in different sports that will give them fitness, mental alertness, and can make them work as a team even while in the office.
Highlight of the event is the unveiling of education mascot, which embodies the spirit of unity, perseverance, and excellence among civil servants across the nation. Phoebe Kure in Abuja, Liberty News.
Ibikuri for that report. The Zamfara state government has revealed that it has not received the 20 truck of rice allocated by the federal government. This was disclosed by the Director General Media and Communications to the state governor, Nuhu Salisu Anka, in a telephone interview with newsmen in Gusau, the state capital. According to him, the federal government had earlier announced a dispatch of the consignment to the state government. Hence, he stated that the moment the consignment arrives, he will ensure that newsmen are notified about the arrival of the allocation to Zamfara State. Newsmen in Abuja on the ongoing effort to combat crime issues to curb crimes and criminalities in Nigeria. Odne Musa was there and now reports.
The police public relations officer ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi paraded suspects of different crimes ranging from kidnapping, terrorism, armed robbery, gun running and tricycle motorcycle theft. While parading the suspects, the PPRO spoke on how the force is committed to ensuring that the country is wiped out of all criminal elements. The effort by the Nigerian police force and also steps taken by the Inspector General of Police to involve foreign partners to ensure the country is safe.
We are presenting to you today several individuals who were arrested for various criminal offenses across the country. The Inspector General of Police has taken bold steps towards the implementation of some policies and anti-crime strategies to curb crimes and criminality in Nigeria. These strategies in place at all levels of policing structure in Nigeria are paying off. Recently, the Inspector General of Police has ordered the immediate commencement of tactical trainings for personnel of the Special Intervention Squad, SIS, in partnership with our foreign partners, which is ongoing at the Police College Ikeja in Lagos State.
ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi gave a breakdown of the activity of the Nigerian police force in the last 6 weeks on the review.
Also, the IGP has ordered commissioners of police at their various state command levels to organize weekly trainings for all officers and men in their respective commands, and this run through the year to help improve service delivery of our officers on the field. In the last 6 weeks, the Nigerian Police Force has arrested 307 armed robbery suspects, 296 kidnapping suspects, 301 homicide suspects, 176 rape through defilement suspects, 204 suspected cultists, and we've been able to recover 284 firearms, 6,702 ammunition of various calibers, and 107 vehicles, and we were able to rescue 97 victims of kidnapping.
The 35 suspects paraded were apprehended with weapons like AK-47 rifles, sledgehammer, car jack, 2 chisel, and 1 Toyota Hiace bus. Other recoveries were also made.
Today, we will be presenting a total number of 35 suspects apprehended for various offenses. 1 AK-47 rifle with magazine, sledgehammer, car jack, 2 chisels, small hammers, and 1 Toyota Hiace bus. Similarly, operations to mop up illegal arms and ammunition in circulation in the country led to the recovery of 4 AK-47 rifles, 5 magazines, and 107 rounds of live ammunition of various calibers during this operation. Led by the Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of IRT, the IRT operatives were able to recover this in furtherance of our effort to mop up arms and ammunition in circulation in Nigeria.
ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi also said that the IGP recently established the anti-money laundering unit at the force headquarters to leverage on the already existing relationship between the police and other anti-graft agencies to support the government in the fight against money laundering.
Furthermore, with the zeal of the Inspector General of Police and the present leadership of the Nigerian Police Force to support the government in the fight against money laundering. The IGP has recently established the Anti-Money Laundering Unit at the 4th headquarters here in Abuja, headed by CP Hyacinth Edozie Azuka, to leverage the already existing working relationship between the police and other anti-graft agencies. Also, in line with Interpol mandate to curb terrorism financing and international crimes amongst its member states. The IGP has carefully selected trained financial and cybercrime experts to dominate the unit for efficiency and effectiveness.
Police Public Relations Officer rounded up by saying that the IGP has given instructions to all command CPs to mop up arms and ammunition in circulation in the country. ACP Olumoyiwa Adejobi commended men of the Nigerian Police Force for their commitment and zeal towards achieving these great feats. Othniel Musa, Liberty News.
Thank you so much, Othniel Musa, for that report. And now to commercial stories. The Central Bank of Nigeria has directed all banks and other financial institutions to transfer all dormant accounts, unclaimed balances, and other financial assets to the dedicated account. The Apex Bank made this known in a circular released and signed by its acting director of the Financial Policy and Banking Regulations Department, John Onoja. According to the CBN, all dormant accounts and unclaimed balances with banks for at least 10 years will be warehoused in a dedicated account known as the Unclaimed Balances Trust Fund Pool account. The Apex Bank added that the funds from dormant accounts unclaimed balances may be invested in Nigerian Treasury bills and other government securities. The CBN, however, said the new guideline, which is a review of the guidelines issued in October 2015, exempted dormant accounts and unclaimed balances under litigation and investigations. And to foreign news, 11 people dead and more than 30 remain missing after a bridge in northern China collapsed amid torrential rain, state broadcasters reported. The bridge over a river in Shenanzi province collapsed at around 8:40 p.m. due to a sudden downpour and flash floods, official has said. Xinhua said, citing the Provisional Public Relations Department, said nearly 20 vehicles and more than 30 people remained missing after the highway bridge collapsed into the river below. All 11 confirmed victims were found inside 5 vehicles that had so far been recovered from the water. Images on the state TV show the partially submerged section of the bridge with the river rushing over. China is enduring a summer of extreme weather with heavy rains across the east and south coming as much of the north has sweltered in successive heat waves. In May, a highway in southern China collapsed after 10 days of rain, leaving 48 dead. Earlier this month, a tornado passed through a town in eastern China, killing 1, injuring 79, and causing significant damage. Still on the foreign news, soldiers were patrolling Bangladeshi cities on Saturday to quell growing civil unrest sparked by students' demonstration, with riots, police firing on protesters who defied a government curfew. This week, violence has killed at least 115 people so far, according to an AFP count of victims reported by police and hospitals, and possesses a monumental challenge to the Prime Minister, Minister Sheikh Hassani, autocratic government after 15 years in office. A government curfew went into effect at midnight, and the Premier's office asked the military to deploy troops after police again failed to subdue widespread mayhem. And to sport, Victor Osimhen is set for €4 million wage increase at Paris Saint-Germain, having reportedly agreed personal terms with the French champions. According to TutSport, the Nigerian striker has shaken hands with the French giant on a 5-year deal worth €14 million per season, which represents a significant pay rise from his current €10 million annual salary at Napoli. The 25-year-old agent Roberto Calenda was in Paris earlier this week to negotiate with PSG. However, the Ligue 1 side must still reach an agreement with Napoli to finalize the transfer. While Napoli and new coach Antonio Conte are open to parting ways with Osimhen, PSG appear reluctant to meet the player's €130 million release clause, but reports suggest that they could offer €100 million plus a player to secure the deal. And still on sports, Beyond Limit forward Parobo Ayehi has won the Nigerian National League Player of the Season award. Parobo recorded an outstanding performance for the Ikenne-based academic side in the NNL last season. His goal-scoring feat propelled Beyond Limits to winning the 2024 NNL title. Beyond Limits also gained promotion to the Nigerian Premier Football League (NPFL). The youngster is expected to light up the NPFL next season. Beyond Limits will square up with NPFL giant Eyimba in their opening fixtures of 2024/2025 NNPFL season. And that's the size of our news package for treats and the news. Here's a recap of our top stories. In the headlines, we told you that President Tinubu hails Justice Anukam's re-election to African Court on Human Rights. We also told you that Nigerian government to spend 3 trillion naira on new minimum wage pensions gratuities. CBN asks banks to transfer unclaimed balances in dormant accounts. In the foreign news, 11 dead, over 30 missing after China bridge collapse. On sports, Osimhen to get $4 million